right, this is Sports for Real, coming at you on this fine Thursday morning. It's always great when you can get up and smell the fresh air and the dew on your car and know that you got a shot at another day. And I'm always ecstatic when I have shots at another day because I feel like this day will be better than the last one, even if I had a fantastic day yesterday. Everything worked out up to this point, but I need some more lightning to happen today, and I got a feeling I'm going to get it. But today, just want to come on and talk a little pro football. Yesterday I came on and we talked about the 48 laws of power and how it applies to sports. I covered rule number 11. I covered it before, and it's about how to get people dependent upon you. And the greatest example that I can see as evident are the value of the assistant coaches. No matter what level of sport, especially in football, high school, college, or pro, that assistant coach is invaluable. And the 48 laws of power is exhibited perfectly because they get people to depend on them, because they figured out that you don't just want to be the head guy all the time. It's better to be the two guy, and you have more stability, because when things don't go right, the first thing you're going to do is fire the first guy. He's gone, and he may have to uproot himself from the area. But if you're the two guy and you have connections, then you know you can get a job with the next guy. So everything's all good. But today, the regular season Ravens, one of my favorite topics, the regular season Ravens. Why do I call them the regular season Ravens? Because they get their fan base all excited and they win a whole bunch of games, and they might lose 2 or 3 throughout the whole season, and everybody say the Ravens are going to win the Super Bowl. Well, the Ravens, they have a lot of flaws. All teams got a lot of flaws, but when you get a couple of exciting plays and you make a couple of exciting throws every now and then, and you happen to pull away from some teams, you look like this overwhelming power. But when you peel back the layers, it's not what you think it is. And I've been telling people this the whole time about the regular season Ravens. So here we are tonight, the regular season Ravens. They come in second place in the AFC North, half a game behind Pittsburgh with 3 losses. They're 6-3, while the Steelers are 6-2. But the Bengals, they have 5 losses, I believe. But they're not that far behind. If they could somehow pull off this game tonight in Baltimore, then they're right back in the race, because Pittsburgh, they haven't played any division games yet, and it's going to be back to back to back with the Steelers. So this is a wide open race. But tonight, I call this the 6th quarter, because the first time these two teams played, they went to overtime. Jackson stiff-armed the defender, Derrick Henry style, and he spun around and he threw the ball back against his body in the end zone, and just so happened it was high enough that the dude caught the ball. But as exciting as that was, you don't never want to throw across your body backwards to the end zone. That's a recipe for disaster. But it worked out for them, and they won the game. But that's also the same type of play you've been making all year. You're going to throw that in the playoffs, and they're going to get picked off. So they need to get more consistent with how they throw the football down the field. Henry, as always, he's going to do what he's going to do. But if you're going to beat the Ravens, you're going to have to control him. You can't let him break off those big runs. 9 or 10 here and there is fine, but 40 and 50 yards, no, you can't let them do that. If he's allowed to do that, then Jackson's going to get his runs to the outside. Now you sitting there trying to figure out what do you want to stop, the inside run with Henry, or do you want to stop Jackson from getting outside? So when you get to trying to figure out what's coming next, that's when they kill you. You have to stop the Ravens in the hole first. Then that will control the quarterback from getting out. Now he's in a position he's got to stand there and throw the football, and he hasn't shown he can beat you in a one-dimensional type game. But they do play exciting games, and the Bengals, that's always a good matchup between the two. And then on Thursday night, you don't have the full preparation that you normally have, so there's going to be some things you missed. But in both these teams' favor, you do have the film that you had from the first game. So what you're going to see is the same type of things that worked in the first game, but there's going to be a few wrinkles. Not the full barrage that you would see after a full week, but you're going to see some wrinkles tonight. So I expect this game to probably not reach into the 40s, but maybe the high 20s. So it should be pretty exciting. Now, the Ravens, like I say, they have some flaws. They've given up 219 points this year. That's an awful lot of points. And especially when you compare it to, say, Pittsburgh, who's only given up 119 points. So you can see the difference right away. And the Ravens need to address that. And what they did do, they went out and made a trade. They got Tre'Davious White from the Rams on defense. But they also went out and and picked up a receiver. The name escapes me at this point. But they picked up a receiver, Deontay Johnson, who used to be with Pittsburgh. He went to Carolina. Now he's back in Baltimore. Why they got him, I don't know. It's not enough balls to go around now with some of the players they got on offense. Why they needed that extra receiver, I don't know. Now, the guy Isaiah Likely, they tight end, he's probably not going to play tonight, but you still got Mickey Andrews now. Not Mickey Andrews. Andrews, the tight end, number 89, I think it is. He's back. He's healthy, so he's good. That's not the same as a receiver. Why they got Johnson, I don't know. But they picked him up in a trade along with White, trying to shore up their defense, and that could bode well for him. But 219 points, he's not going to stop them too much, because if you remember, the Rams gave up a whole lot of points themselves. So I can't read whatever you're saying there, so if you could translate that for me, that would be great. But like I said, I can't see why they picked up Johnson, but I can understand why they would try to go after White to try to fix that defense. And it should help them some, but when you get a team like Pittsburgh who's going to run that football, it's going to be hard for them guys to slow that stuff down. But the regular season Ravens, they're going to win some more games, and I suspect them to be into the playoffs. And I found out today that they're going to have an expanded playoffs. I got to go do a little research on that. And they got 7 teams from both sides last year, so if they added anything, maybe another team. But I don't see the point of that either, but I have to do a little research on that before I get back to you on that. But as far as the division goes, it's going to start to heat up tonight, and you're going to see things start to take shape. Again, Pittsburgh, they're getting ready to go through that gauntlet where they have those division games. And you got Kansas City this week. They also made some trades. They picked up that defensive lineman from Green Bay, and they also picked up Mike Johnson off the Jets. So Pittsburgh is making moves to counter what Baltimore is doing. I told you guys before, when the Ravens were blowing people out and showing out, making people think they just the next thing since sliced bread, their defensive coordinators and teams out there, they see what Baltimore is doing. Despite what coaches say, we're only focusing on the opponent that we're playing this week. Yes, but they're also keeping an eye on what's down the road. So if you see what Baltimore is doing, you'd be a fool to sit there and say, well, we're going to wait till we play Baltimore before we look at them. You better start making some moves to put yourself in position for when you play Baltimore. And clearly, Pittsburgh is doing that. They know they got the defense to slow them down. It's a matter, can they score enough points? They got that 2-quarterback thing going on in Pittsburgh, and they can attack Baltimore from different angles. So it's going to be interesting to see how that shakes out. And even though Baltimore was winning all those games last year and a couple years before, who do they have trouble with? Teams with good defenses like Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh doesn't see Baltimore. It's going to be a tough, rough, physical football game. Baltimore knows it. Pittsburgh knows it. So the only thing you can do is kick it off and let's go play some football. But all that ripping and running up and down the field, breaking off them long runs, yeah, you might get one every now and then, but to depend on that, Your quarterback, I don't care who you are, what level of play, what state, what country, whatever, quarterback has to stand in there and throw the football. And if you can't throw the football, you're done. So the Ravens need to do something to be prepared for the playoffs. But tonight they got the Bengals and Joe Burrow, always a dangerous opponent. Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, I don't think he's going to play. He's going to be ruled out again. So that kind of slows them down a bit. But again, because it's Thursday night, it opens the door for a little bit more scoring because you can't fully prepare for a team in a short week. So that'd be something to keep an eye out for. But just to recap, the Ravens, they're going to take on the Bengals tonight. This is jockeying for position. If they go up, if they beat the Bengals tonight, then they will have the tiebreaker edge on there if somehow they play back to Cincinnati, and that would give them another win in the division, and that would temporarily put them ahead of Pittsburgh because Pittsburgh doesn't play this Sunday. But the Bengals, they really need to win this game, and Baltimore needs to win also if they want to keep pace with the Steelers, because I think this is going down to the last week, and everybody's going to be cracking each other on the head, and it's going to make for some good, entertaining football. So that's all I got for you today. This has been Sports for Real. Matter of fact, I put in the chat, I got the Fango media this weekend. You got the Vikings taking on Jacksonville, and I'll be out there interviewing the fans as they come out of the stadium. You may be able to catch me before the game starts. Not hard to find somewhere. Last couple of weeks I've been on the east side. I may go to the west this time, so I won't be hard to find. But by the Jaguars losing that heartbreaker to Philadelphia, I'm not sure if a whole lot of people are going to be there. I know the Vikings fans will, just like the Packers fans. They'll take the whole stadium over if Jacksonville is not careful. But it should be a decent turnout, but not what it would have been if Jacksonville would have had this kind of season that the owner and everybody else expected of them. So until then, you can go to Fango Media and you can check me out and all the other videos from all around the league. Matter of fact, it'll be a guy there from Cincinnati from Baltimore doing his interviews tonight after the game. All right, let's take a look at some of these comments. You are a slothful glutton. Well, what are you? Fly, Eagles, fly. And I have some Arabic writing. I can't read that, so wherever you are in the world. Okay, let's see what we got here. You are truly the best. Thank you, Amber. Nick gets in my dad's account. Yes, 42 sued. Okay. I don't know what that means. But anyway, I guess I'm the slothful glutton today. So this is Sports for Real. You guys, wherever you are in the world, have a great day. I got to go to work. I'm out.